From the time I was 10, I was in gangs. That's a career criminal. And take action. Whether you're doing it in prison or you're doing it out here, there wasn't a lazy bone in me in there. I don't really have a choice in there, but there wasn't. I never slept in my cell, didn't take naps. Just like out here. I was successful in there and I'm successful out here.
You think that helped with your success?
Absolutely. It wouldn't have helped with my success if I didn't have a couple shifts. I mean, I was a career criminal from the age of 10.
Thank you.
I mean, that's just the fact of the matter. From the time I was 10, I was in gangs. That's a career criminal. And it took me a long time to realize that. I realize that now. So there was a couple shifts that happened in prison. One big shift was in High Desert when I was supposed to get a cellie, which is a roommate, and I was supposed to kill him. And he never came to my room. I had a weapon. I was gonna wait until he got into the cell, wait for the door to close, and then just kill him. And he never came. And then when they closed the door, I just broke. I didn't break because I was afraid. I just broke because I realized I didn't want to do this anymore. I just didn't want to hurt people anymore. And I kept thinking about my son, and I kept thinking about my mom, my sisters. I kept thinking about never going home. And I didn't know what to do. I'm in a maximum security prison, and I still have to jail, and I still have all these years ahead of me. And I thought I was going to die in there. And I didn't know what to do. I was lost. Probably the most lost I've been in my entire life. Because up until then, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to create a name for myself. I wanted to be violent. I wanted to go to prison. Everything that I ever wanted to do, I did. And in that moment, I didn't want to do that anymore, and I couldn't do anything about it because I was stuck. And I'd say that's one of the biggest shifts that I had. And since then, I looked into different things. That's when I kept asking you to send me magazines and books, and I wouldn't be where I'm at today if she didn't send me all these books and magazines. And I reached, and I looked, and I kept searching, and eventually I came across certain literatures and books that saved my life. Because I didn't have guidance in there. Who was going to guide me in there? They're all in there jailing, trying to kill each other, trying to make a name for themselves. But I'm still in there, so I had to play the role. I had to play this part that I didn't want to play anymore, and I just slowly let everything go. I stopped caring. I stopped wanting to create a name. I stopped wanting to climb. I just wanted to go home. I just wanted my freedom. But I don't know what to do with it.
You didn't know what to do with your freedom once you got out?
At the time, I didn't know. All I knew was to be a criminal. I was in my 20s. The time I was 10, I mean, that's all I did. What else am I going to do? I never had I had a job, but I don't want to do that. I knew that wasn't for me. So I had to figure something out. That's why I thought about becoming a trainer. So learn about anatomy, physiology. She sent me books on it. I studied. I had always studied. I just took different interests in different things. Geography. I studied all the states, the capitals, the world. I read. I freed my mind. I still jailed. I still sold drugs and had to make money somehow. I taught myself because nobody else was doing it in there. And I started watching people. Then I started interviewing people. And I just asked them questions. Why do you keep coming in and out? I just picked up certain trends, and I taught myself because I wanted to get out, because I wanted my freedom. So I changed out of necessity, which is why most people change. It's a necessity. When something is a necessity, you change and you make a shift. And when it's not a necessity, you just keep making excuses. And I stopped making excuses and I started searching for answers. It took me quite some time, but I finally got the answers. Trial and error. But meanwhile, I was still in prison and I was still jailing, and I still had to do certain things I didn't want to do, but I had to. It's a sub-society.
Sounds fucking terrible, man. Sounds hard. Sounds like the hardest position you could ever be in, honestly. I don't know anything that sounds worse than that to me.
That's what made me me. All these little memories that I bury, that I don't talk about. But ultimately, that's what makes me me. My commitment, my discipline, why I can party and still wake up the next day and go help people. Look at the amount of pain I cause on people. So I would say some of it's out of guilt and regret. I feel very guilty for doing all that, and I feel like I owe it to myself and to the people that I've hurt to now help as many people as possible. They were in there jailing just like I was. It wasn't like I was taking out innocent people. As harsh as that sounds. But they still have family, they still have kids and brothers and sisters, and I've never told you any of this. This is the first time she's hearing stuff like this.
Is that hard to hear?
Sorry, I'm not the person you probably think I am.
I had a dream last night about it, so I knew it was going to be tough today.
I don't think a lot of people understand who I really am and everything I've been through. I think they have an idea because of movies and because of other people that's been incarcerated. And we all have our stories. Every person that's been incarcerated has their own individual journey and their own individual story and their own stories that they probably tell themselves. Maybe they were more glorious than they actually were. But to the average person, they don't know that. To the average person, they don't know. This is just my story, and this is something that created me through struggle and through pain, and through my pain I became prosperous and powerful in a different way, maybe powerful in my own entity rather than relying on other people for their assurance or their praise. And now I just look at praise for myself and helping others.